The rain started slow that night, the kind of slow that feels like the sky is trying to warn you before it really opens. It was 11:47 p.m. in a small highway town in Oregon, and the streets were almost empty. Only the gas stations and the old diner glowing at the corner were awake. Ethan Walker, a 26-year-old mechanic, was driving home after a long shift. His wipers moved left and right, fighting the rain, but it only made the darkness look stranger. Thicker, the radio was off, the road was empty, and the only sound was the rain hitting the roof of the truck like fingers tapping. Tap, tap, tap. Ethan felt uneasy, but he didn't know why. Then, his truck headlights caught something. A figure. Standing on the right side of the road, not moving, not reacting, just standing, like it had been waiting for him. Ethan slowed the truck. The figure wore a long, soaked coat. Its hair was stuck to its face, and its eyes looked too wide, almost like they were reflecting the headlights unnaturally. Ethan felt a chill crawl up his spine. He rolled the window down a little. "Sir, are you okay? Do you need help?" The figure didn't answer. It just tilted its head, slowly, too slowly. Ethan's heartbeat started thumping harder. The rain grew heavier, smashing against the windshield. "Do you need a ride?" Ethan tried again. This time, the figure took a single step forward. Only one. But it was enough. Because the moment it stepped, Ethan realized something horrifying. There were footprints behind it, but the mud was clean. As if it had been stamped, or worse, as if it hadn't walked there at all. Ethan reached for the door lock. Click. The figure took another step. Ethan's breath got stuck in his throat. He tried to speak, but nothing came out. Then the figure finally opened its mouth. But instead of a voice, a long, broken sound came out, like someone trying to breathe after drowning. "Help me." But the tone... It sounded like something trying to copy a human voice. Ethan panicked. He hit the gas and sped away, but in the rearview mirror, the figure did something impossible. It didn't run. It didn't chase. It just disappeared with the next flash of lightning. One moment it was there, the next moment, gone. Ethan, it was there. He felt something hit the back of the truck. He checked the mirror. Nothing. Thump, louder this time, as if something was crawling on the roof. Ethan whispered to himself, "Please, no, not tonight." The rain grew harder, the night darker, and the thing on his truck, closer. The sound on the roof grew heavier. Something was dragging across the metal slowly, like long, wet fingers searching for a way inside. Ethan gripped the steering wheel tighter. Scratch, scratch. The noise crawled from the back of the truck toward the front. He couldn't brake. He couldn't stop. He couldn't even look up. The rain hammered the windshield so hard it looked like the glass might break. Every flash of lightning lit the empty road ahead, silent, dark, abandoned. Thump. Something hit the windshield from the outside. Ethan flinched. His heart jumped. He forced himself to look. Nothing. Only the rain. But then, a pale hand slid down the glass. Long fingers, too long, dragging slowly down the front of the truck. Ethan's blood froze. "What the hell?" he whispered. The hand wasn't attached to anything, just a hand, sliding down, leaving streaks of rainwater behind. Then it vanished. Ethan pressed the gas harder, his truck roaring through the storm. The wipers struggled to keep up, smearing the water instead of clearing it. He reached a long curve in the road, the forest on both sides pitch black. That's when the radio, which had been off the entire time, turned on by itself. A burst of static filled the truck. Ethan jumped and hit the radio button, but the static didn't stop. Instead, through the static, a voice formed. Broken, wet, dragged out. The same voice he heard on the roadside. "Help, me." Ethan's eyes widened. No, this isn't happening." The radio crackled again. The voice got closer. "Let me in." Ethan slammed the radio with his fist. The voice stopped. The truck went quiet, except for the storm. Ethan tried to breathe normally again, but he couldn't. Then his headlights caught something ahead. A car. A crashed one. Smashed into a tree on the right side of the road. Its hazard lights blinked weakly in the rain. One blink, two blinks, then darkness. Ethan slowed his truck. "Okay, maybe someone needs help," he whispered to himself. He didn't want to stop. Every cell in his body screamed to keep driving, but if someone was injured inside, he couldn't leave them. He pulled over Rain slammed the truck roof like hundreds of hands tapping at once. Ethan grabbed his flashlight, took a deep breath, and opened the door. Cold rain hit him instantly. He stepped out. The crashed car's front windshield was shattered. Steam rose from the hood. The driver's door was half open, swaying with the wind. "Hello?" Ethan called. "You okay? Do you need help?" No answer. Lightning flashed, and in that flash, Ethan saw it. A person sitting in the driver's seat, head down, hair dripping, face hidden. "Sir," Ethan said, stepping closer. But as he reached the door, the person lifted their head, slowly. Their eyes were wide, too wide, like they were being pulled open from the inside. Water fell from their mouth like they were drowning even while sitting. Ethan froze. The person's lips moved, and in the same broken, wet voice, they whispered, "You left me." Ethan stumbled back. "No, I don't know you." Lightning flashed again, and suddenly, the seat was empty. The dripping person was gone, but Ethan felt something behind him, breathing, slow, wet, right against his neck. He turned around and saw a pale face inches from his own. The same face from the road, the same wide eyes, the same drowned voice. "Let me inside." Ethan screamed and ran toward his truck. The figure didn't chase, it just stood there in the storm, turning its head unnaturally as it watched him run. Ethan threw himself into his truck, locked the doors and tried to start the engine. Click. The engine didn't start. He tried again. Click, click. Rain pounded harder. The forest around him felt alive. Ethan whispered shakily, "Please, start, please." He tried again. Vroom! The engine roared alive. Ethan sped off, water splashing behind the tires, but as he checked the rearview mirror, his stomach dropped. The figure was sitting in the back seat, completely still, soaked, pale, eyes wide. Ethan kept driving, his hands shaking on the steering wheel, rain pounding like drums on the roof. But he couldn't stop staring at the rearview mirror. The figure in the back seat didn't move, didn't blink, didn't even breathe. It just sat there, soaked clothes dripping onto the seat, eyes wide, mouth slightly open like someone who had been underwater too long. Ethan whispered, voice trembling, "Please, please don't hurt me." For a moment, the figure didn't react. Then, very slowly, its head tilted to the left, a disturbing, unnatural tilt, almost sideways. Ethan's stomach tightened, his throat dried, his foot pressed harder on the gas. But the figure leaned forward, not fast, not like a jump scare, slow, patient, like it had all the time in the world. Ethan felt cold air brush the back of his neck. The figure whispered, "You left me." Ethan almost screamed. "What? I don't even know you." The figure didn't respond. It just stared, eyes too big, too reflective, too empty. Ethan reached a long stretch of road with no lights, no houses, nothing but forest and rain. He needed to get rid of it. He needed to survive. He pressed the brakes suddenly, hard. Shh. The truck slid violently on the wet road. Lightning flashed. The figure in the back seat didn't move at all, not forward, not sideways. It stayed perfectly still, as if gravity didn't apply to it. Ethan's voice cracked. "What are you?" The figure raised a hand, a pale, long-fingered, dripping hand. It placed the hand on the seat behind Ethan's head and leaned in until he could feel cold water dripping onto his neck. Then the voice changed. It wasn't broken anymore. It wasn't copying a human voice. It was its own voice, deep, hollow, wet. "You should have stopped the first time." Ethan's eyes widened. "No, I did stop. I checked the crashed car. I tried to help." The figure's mouth twitched, like a dead smile trying to form. "Not me." Ethan froze. The figure whispered, "There was another one on the road before me." Ethan's heart dropped. Lightning flashed and suddenly the figure vanished. Gone. Backseat empty. Rain hammered the roof again. Ethan tried to slow his breathing, but then something tapped on his window. Tap, tap, tap. He turned slowly. His blood turned cold. A handprint was forming on the outside of the glass. A wet, muddy handprint dragging downward even though nobody was there. Ethan shouted, "Stop! Leave me alone!" He stepped on the gas again, but the truck lights flickered. The engine coughed, then everything went black. Lights off, engine dead, wipers stopped, only rain and the sound of something walking around the truck. Slow footsteps, squish, squish, squish. Something circled the truck. Ethan held his breath. A face pressed against the driver's side window. Not the figure. Someone else. Someone smaller, younger. A boy, soaked, pale, drowned looking. His lips moved slowly. "You didn't see me." Ethan's heart almost stopped. Another voice whispered from the back seat. "Now we see you." Ethan didn't dare turn around. He didn't even breathe. The truck was surrounded, and none of them were human, staring at him